Welcome, seekers of the truth, to the Magical Services channel. So, this is going to be a most supreme love horoscope for the general collective for the rest of this month of May 2026. With no further ado, let's get into your horoscope, collective. So, the emotional atmosphere intensifies rapidly across this entire cycle, and the dominant theme is unmistakable. Love moves from curiosity into emotional consequence. This is not light, disposable attraction energy. The skies are building toward emotional revelation, emotional exposure, and emotional escalation. The full moon sequence forming between May 30th and May 31st acts like a pressure chamber for romance, intimacy, attachment, longing, and emotional truth. What begins as flirtation or emotional probing early in the cycle becomes impossible to keep emotionally detached from by the end of it. The first major signature is the overwhelming emphasis on Gemini and Cancer energy. The Sun and Mercury traveling through Gemini create constant communication, mental stimulation, curiosity, messaging, observation, and relational analysis. Conversations become loaded. Words carry emotional weight. Someone may suddenly begin speaking far more frequently than before, watching more closely than before, or revealing information they previously concealed. There is strong romantic momentum through communication itself. Attraction now grows through mental engagement, timing, wit, responsiveness, and emotional attentiveness. Someone is trying to establish a stronger emotional bridge through interaction frequency. But this is not superficial Gemini energy alone. Venus moving steadily through Cancer completely changes the emotional texture underneath everything. Beneath the talking, watching, flirting, and emotional testing is a deep need for emotional safety, emotional reassurance, emotional belonging, and emotional permanence. Someone wants to feel chosen. Someone wants to feel emotionally prioritized. Someone wants proof that the connection means something beyond chemistry. The most important romantic development in this cycle is the strengthening Venus Jupiter conjunction energy in Cancer. This is one of the strongest love expansion signatures in the entire data set for this time frame. Emotional generosity expands, affection expands, desire for closeness expands, emotional vulnerability expands, romantic opportunities expand. Someone becomes emotionally softer, emotionally more open, or emotionally more willing to invest than they were previously. This energy heavily favors emotional reconciliation, emotional breakthroughs, relationship growth, renewed affection, nurturing intimacy, and emotional meaningful contact. There is also strong future building energy embedded here. Cancer does not merely seek attraction, it seeks emotional continuity. The romantic field becomes less about temporary stimulation and more about emotional retention. People begin unconsciously asking themselves whether a connection feels sustainable, emotionally protective, emotionally nourishing, and emotionally trustworthy. Simultaneously, Mars in Taurus creates persistence, fixation, physical desire, and emotional endurance. Someone is not letting go emotionally. The energy is stubborn. Slow burning attraction intensifies instead of fading. This creates powerful romantic magnetism because Mars in Taurus does not chase randomly. It invests deliberately. The attraction pattern here becomes highly sensual, highly physical, and emotionally anchored. There is increased desire for touch, closeness, physical reassurance, comfort, and consistency. The emotional intensity rises substantially once the moon enters Scorpio on May 28th. This is where the atmosphere changes completely. The emotional tone becomes magnetic, obsessive, penetrating, psychologically revealing, and sexually charged. Hidden emotions surface, emotional suppression weakens. Someone who has been emotionally guarded may suddenly become more reactive, more revealing, more jealous, more possessive, or more emotionally transparent. This Scorpio moon sequence exposes emotional truth. Emotional masks become difficult to maintain. There is enormous potential here for passionate connection, emotional confession, or transformative romantic interaction. But there is also volatility if emotional games, emotional inconsistency, avoidance, or manipulation have been present. Scorpio energy wants total emotional honesty. Anything emotionally half-hearted begins collapsing under pressure. By May 28th and May 30th, the emotional build intensifies dramatically, approaching the full moon. This is the climax point of the entire cycle. Emotional realizations peak, romantic truths surface, suppressed feelings demand expression. Someone may finally confess attraction, clarity, or clarify intentions, reopen communication, or emotionally reveal what they truly want. The full moon energy is extremely revealing. It amplifies emotional visibility and emotional consequences. What makes this especially powerful for love is the axis involved. Gemini's Sagittarius combined with the Cancerian emotional expansion underneath it. Communication and emotional truth become inseparable. Words matter enormously now. A single conversation could alter the trajectory of a romantic connection entirely. There is also a strong distance collapsing signature throughout the cycle. Emotional or psychological separation narrows. Someone who seemed detached may suddenly re engage. Someone who appeared uncertain may become emotionally clearer. Someone observing silently may finally initiate meaningful emotional movement. The strongest romantic window appears between May 29th and May 31st. The emotional pressure reaches maximum intensity there. Attraction becomes visible, emotional momentum becomes undeniable, chemistry becomes harder to prove, or chemistry becomes harder to ignore, rather. There is elevated potential for emotional confessions, relationship progression, reconciliation, intensified physical attraction, emotionally significant conversations, romantic reunions, emotional clarity, deepening attachment, commitment discussions, passionate encounters. However, Saturn and Neptune in Aries introduce one important condition into the cycle. Emotional fantasy must align with emotional reality. Romantic illusions that lack substance will struggle to survive this period. Mixed signals, inconsistency, emotional vagueness, and avoidance become increasingly unsustainable. This cycle rewards emotional directness, emotional courage, and emotional sincerity. By the final phase of the data set or the cycle, the energy becomes unmistakably outcome oriented. Someone is emotionally deciding. Someone is emotionally committing internally. Someone is emotionally realizing they can no longer remain neutral toward a connection. The emotional field no longer supports passivity. This is a love cycle about emotional expansion becoming impossible to contain. The emotional temperature rises steadily from flirtation into emotional revelation, from curiosity into attachment, and from possibility into tangible romantic momentum. So that's what I had for you today, collective. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video or comment this video or share this video or subscribe to our channel so you get first dibs on future uploads. And of course, all those actions would actually help me grow this supreme channel of ours very much in case you wanted to help me do that. It would be very appreciated indeed. Now, check out the offer in the description box. It could be very useful in case you are looking for a professional career or you have a professional career that you would like to make better. And also, I thank you very much for supporting our channel. And so thanks very much for your time. Thanks very much for being here. And until the next time, blessings.